Friday, 9:43 a.m. If I was a white person, if I were white, I would have no ounce, no inch of respect for black people and for the black race in general. And it won't be based on the fact that they're blacks, on the color of their skin, but rather it will be based on the contents of their minds and on the contents of their hearts. They don't think as one. They don't operate as one. They don't look after for each other. They don't care. If I was white, I wouldn't care about them neither, because they don't care about themselves. Because you have to love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you're loving yourself a certain way, and then you're trying to love your neighbor, and your neighbor doesn't love themselves, then what's the point? Listen, black people on the continent of Africa, is the only place where they will sell a place where untold amounts of goods, of goodies, of wealth live. Black people are the only ones that will sell this land to a foreign nation when they could dig it and use the money to build their nation. But no, black people will sell the land to a foreign nation, and the foreign nation will dig the minerals and the precious minerals on the floor and the ground, and they will take it to better their country, and then they will come back and give us aid. Black people are the only ones, listen, who swap wealth for freebies, because that's what an aid is. Aid is freebies. You don't need to give anything to receive an aid. You just need to be in a position to receive an aid. Black people are the only ones who don't receive aids. They give to receive aids. They relinquish to receive aid. Black people are the only ones who would allow a foreign power, a foreign nation to come onto their continent and dig their gold, their diamond, their cocoa, their timber, everything. Dirty their oil, dirty their stream, dirty their water, dirty their earth, dirty their air. All for the benefit, not of Africans, but of the foreign nation's country. Black people have become, food. And if I were white, I would see why would I pay so much heed to my food, to that which feeds me, to that which lends itself to feed me. You see the way we throw food when it's left over into the bin? Whoa, black people are food. So when you no longer want to eat food, you chuck it. If I were white, I would have no ounce of respect for black people. You see, black people, they're the only ones who would choose a leader who cannot lead. They're the only ones who would choose a leader, who gets up and walks around the neighborhood and hey. They're the only ones who choose a leader. Listen, yesterday I was listening to the news, I went to a shop and the radio happened to be on. And the TV happened to be on. And there was a guy on a TV show and he was arguing. He said, yes, Nanado's a liar. Nanado's this, Nanado's that. Red, this, that. He wants to build more hospitals and he wants to build emergency COVID-19 hospitals. But get this, Mahama built loads of hospitals, which when he took over, he said he was going to complete. Why are those hospitals still not complete? And why is he building new ones? Nanado's a liar. Mahama did this, Mahama did that, Mahama did this. What has Nanado done? The problem is, Nanado cannot do anything. The problem is, Mahama didn't do anything. Mahama didn't do anything. Nana Addo can't do anything. And let me explain what I mean by they both can't do anything. Mahama never built roads for Ghana or hospitals for Ghana, and neither will Nana Addo. And neither will anyone that comes on. Ghana builds roads for Ghana. Because these people do not take money. They talk about it as if they take money. They say, Nana Addo did that. No, Nana Addo managed that. He managed it on behalf of Ghana. Ghana built it. Nana Addo managed it. Ghana built it, Mahama managed it. Ghana built it because Ghana afforded it, and Nkrumah managed it. Ghana built it, and Rawlings managed it. Ghana built it, and everyone who has been and gone managed it. None of them built anything. When Africans talk about their leaders, they talk about their leaders as if their leaders always take money from their own personal pockets. And not that they took money from their pockets, the taxpayers' pockets, and used it to manage the economy. But the problem is, they pay. He says, I did, Kufuor did, I did, Mahama did, I did, Nana Addo did, I did, Rawlings did, I did, Kotoka did, I did. Are all these people richer than the nation of Ghana? And if they are, how? How? If I were white, I'll have no inch of respect for black people, because black people have no inch of respect for themselves. How can I respect you when you don't respect yourself? How can I love you when you don't love yourself? How can I find you desirable when you find yourself undesirable? Black people are the only continent on this earth where another foreign power can come and enslave black people on their land. You see, here in Ghana here, let me tell you, a Chinese person can come and see a piece of land that a Ghanaian has been fighting to rent, to use for business economic purposes. They'll raise the rent so high. In no time, the Ghanaian business is dead. In no time, Chinese move. They build their businesses. They start supplying our local economy. But get this, you see, whatever it is they're selling, we have people here that sell it too. They go to China to buy it and bring it to sell. But then the Chinese sell it to them in China and they bring it here. But then the Chinese then take the taxes off for their own people, and then people bring it here, taxless. So when the people bring it here, they can afford to lower the price, lower than our people who are investing in our country. They will employ Ghanaian citizens, boys and girls, and make them slaves. Treat them like slaves. Beat them like in Kenya. Show me one African, one black person from anywhere, from America, from England, from Ghana, from Nigeria, who has traveled to China and takes the piss and even owns property, so large that you will say it's substantial. Black people find it hard to get on the mortgage ladder in foreign nations. Not because of anything. Not because they don't have the money or the ability to work hard and pay for it. They do. But the foreign nations are protecting that which is theirs. The land without gold, the land without diamond, the land without anything. But yet they know it's theirs, so they need to protect it. So they make the rules hard. So they make the rules strict. They make the rules Africans find out, black people in general find out that in the Western countries, when they want to join the property ladder, they join it. They work hard, but in the end they lose. Because you can't take it anyway. It stays. One way or the other, they will get it. Chinese people come to Ghana, yeah? They don't only acquire lands. They acquire land that's worth more than Canary Wharf put together. Let me show you. There are patches, not the whole country of Ghana. The whole country's worth too much. There are patches of Ghana, yeah, that are worth more than Canary Wharf put together. Why? Canary Wharf is about investment, it's about money, it's about drive, it's about currency, thus it's about gold. There's a patch in Ghana with so much gold, it could build Canary Wharf 50 million times. And you see that patch? No one should be able to afford it. But Ghana itself, no one, no man, not even Jack Ma or Bill Gates should be able to afford that. Well, anyway, what would they use to afford it? Money. They're going to use promissory notes to buy currency. If I were white, I wouldn't, respect black people. Because get this, they go to school, but they're not clued on to education. They learn, but they're not clued on to the point of learning. They study, but they're not clued on to the point of studies. Nothing they study works. The presidents who are lawyers, they break the rules. They break the rules as if they didn't know law. The presidents who are engineers, they break the rules. They break the rules because they don't build any bridges and any roads. The presidents who are whatever. Listen, in Africa, in Europe, when people get old, they retire and they go to an old people's home. In Africa, when people get old, they retire and they become politicians. And then they don't care. If I was white, because I see that the African leaders grovel to my leaders and eat at my leaders' foot. Because I'm white, I'm thinking you're servants to he who I employ. Why the fuck would I respect you? Man, if I was white, I'm telling you, if I was white, I'll be the strongest white person out there. And I don't care how big you are as a black man. I don't care how tough you are as a black man. I just keep walking and slapping you. I just keep walking and slapping you as I go. Because I don't have any respect for you. And if I see you with your girl, I'll slap you and grab her to show you that I'm not racist. That I want her. You don't deserve her. You're a bitch. When the time comes, because you're black, you won't be able to protect her. Because I'm white, I can come and slap her. And I'll show her that. Because you're a bitch. If I was white, my job would be racism. If I was white, the KKK, black people will beg them back. Because they will say, nah, this one is new, this one is mad. This one is mad. Be grateful to God. Be grateful to Nyame that I turned out black. But even then, good morning.
Entina mami prepe jano, minti mi fama di pebi suni agora. Yeah. To we yako kani dabra oshe. Odona fani susi prebo, sumana obe usenyi na ekro. A baby the one I'm paying for say. Ye chidi sensentino, odomi wasende baby mawa. If you muna touch and I saw odomi maya, wouldn't know. Odokumadimi amana burusun sinu wouldn't know. So touch and I sent ya. But imagine now I've been more than